Welcome to the Love and Victory Show with Val, where we will bring you candid conversation. In each conversation, we will talk about real life ups and downs while tackling unresolved matters. We will also unmask issues and truly speak straightforward and candid about our needs and brokenness, while allowing ourselves to exhale so that we can become victorious. This is a place where you can be open to the possibilities of living life in abundance while gaining tools to become bold and complete. So let's get to it. On today's episode, we're having a candid conversation titled, What Happens When You Choose Success? With Roxanne Ellzey. Roxanne is a loyal, hardworking, humble, trustworthy woman. All right, Roxanne, tell the people what that really means when we say that about you.
Okay, it means that when I start something, I finish it.
Okay.
I don't believe in leaving anyone high and dry. I believe in helping them entirely, wholeheartedly, finishing the job, getting through it. It's like being a confidant, letting them know that they can trust me if they needed to vent or they needed advice, knowing that they can come to me and I'll give them the right advice. I won't cut any corners. I'll tell them how it is. I won't tell them anything they want to hear. I'll tell them what's fair. Sticking to them to the end.
You got their back.
I got their back.
Okay. You know, we need more women that are people, period, but especially women that are really willing to just say the truth. You know, a lot of us, I call them fair weather friends. They're in our lives for just that season. Mm-hmm. So they tell us what they think we need to hear because they want to stay in our world. But I don't want anybody in my life that can't just be honest with me. Because don't take me to the edge.
Exactly.
And then leave me there. When you know that edge, I can fall over.
Exactly.
So it's good to hear that about you.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Miss Roxanne, before we dive into this conversation, can you tell me something about you that nobody else knows? When I say that, meaning whether funny, professional, or whatever. Just something that nobody knows. It can be funny. Just tell me something about you.
I think I would have to say that I think a lot of people don't know that I grew up poor, that I'm from the hood. I'm from the ghetto.
Where are you from?
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay.
The city of New Orleans, Louisiana. And I think a lot of people look at me and judge me exteriorly and say, oh, she's stuck up. Mm-hmm. Oh, she ain't going to give me the time of the day, or she ain't going to. She thinks she's better, exactly. Mm-hmm. But if you have a conversation with me, you will understand that I came from where you come from. I actually can relate to what you can relate to if you give me the chance and not judge me exteriorly.
Okay.
They see that maybe because I have a mixed father that I'm better than them, but that's not the case.
That's not who you are.
That's not who I am.
All right, I like that. So I wanted to start that off there because I really wanted to make sure that we dig into this conversation about choosing success. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when we talk about success, it's really something that's surface.
Yeah.
But success for people that have been through something is much deeper.
Exactly.
And that's where we're going to go today.
Accomplishments.
There you go. We're going to go there today. And so in that success, before we get to that successful part in our lives, we've had some failures.
Yeah.
We've all had, especially as women, we kind of talk about it. You know, men don't really talk about that.
Yeah.
But we've had some failures. Did y'all hear that background? We got one in the house.
We don't consider them as failures.
Y'all don't consider them as failures. I appreciate that.
Work as planned.
Well, okay, I like that. Yeah. Well, since he done came alive over here, we're going to have to go ahead and introduce him, too. So you want to go ahead and tell the people who you are.
How you doing? My name is Phil.
And Phil, what is your last name?
Givens. My name is Phil Givens. I'm here on the show with my baby Roxanne Ellzey.
All right,
to support her.
All right, there. You know, we actually it's a pleasant guest, a pleasant gift to have someone that wants to stand next to his soulmate. and support her. When Roxanne walked in the door, she was a little nervous. But she had her rock next to her that said, "I'm just here for support." But, you know, it didn't take long that he got in front of this mic. And now, he, like my husband, he ready to go. So we get ready. So it's okay, but I like that. That means we get ready to have a good show.
I just wanted to let you know we don't consider them as failures.
That's right. I like that.
Things just don't work out as planned.
But you know what I like about this? That told me that we're going to have, this is a candid conversation. So we're going to have a real conversation. And you're going to help us have both perspectives. Yeah. So I thought we were just going to, us ladies were going to talk. Now we're going to have a little perspective from the man. So I appreciate that. Yeah. All right, then. Yeah. So failures in a relationship. And as brother over here would say, you said it's not failures. What is it?
It just didn't go as planned.
It just go as planned. Can we just, since I'm the host today, can we just start with the failure and then we'll come back and say, no, it just didn't go as planned. Okay. I like that, though. That's good, huh? Yeah. Okay, so have you had any failures in relationships? Or has it always been successful?
Well, I used to be married. That failed.
Okay.
Not that I planned on it failing. It just didn't go as planned.
Oh, I like that. Right. I like that. Right. I like that. Right. Well, that's just like dating. You know, we get into relationships and we have this picture of what we think things are supposed to be. Yeah. And sometimes we get in a relationship that God didn't even ordain for us to be in the first place, but we knew it wasn't good, but we was going to fix it and make it work. It just didn't go as planned. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Shania, did you hear that? Yeah. We ain't going to say nothing about no failure no more. It just didn't go as planned. We're going to write this out. It didn't go as planned. Okay, let's talk about that on the job in our professional life. Yeah. What didn't just go as planned, since he rewrote the script over here? I like that.
Okay, I think I can actually speak on my current job. I wanted to be a manager over there. Mm-hmm. That didn't go as planned.
That didn't go as planned.
Somebody better, more qualified for the position got it. That's well deserving of it. It didn't go as planned for me, but that's okay.
But I have to disagree with you.
And I have to disagree.
Okay, let me go and take, I'm going to go take that, and then you can jump in. Yeah. Now, see, what I do know that the listeners don't know, I met you through coming to your job. Mm-hmm. And so I would have to disagree wholeheartedly that you weren't qualified. It just wasn't the job for you. Now, sometimes people don't recognize that they chose the wrong person until down the road, because God is setting you up for what's up the road. So I have to say that it just wasn't a job for you. You want to go ahead and take some of that?
I just have to say it wasn't planned for her to have that job, because God have a better plan.
Okay, then.
Better plan,
okay.
It's all about the plan.
It's all about the plan. It's all about the plan. So
it's a bigger plan than us.
It's a bigger plan. And if we focus on those failures, see, all those things are there for it to trip us up. And sometimes, we have to recognize that there are things that didn't go as planned. It's a stepping stone, but we have to learn from that. We can't stay there. And a lot of times, we as women, what we end up doing is we get stuck. We start to say it's something about us. That's what I did. Yeah. You know, I would talk about when things didn't go as planned, or what I called then until I learned today, it just didn't go as planned. I called them failures. Mm-hmm. I thought it was something about me. Mm-hmm. And I had to learn that it wasn't about me because it wasn't for me. Because if it was for me, it would have worked out. Okay,
exactly.
So I like,
yes, ma'am.
I like that.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
It just didn't go as planned.
Just didn't go as planned.
Okay, let's take this a little deeper here. Let's talk about areas in our lives, not just your life, in our lives, i.e., relationships that were either successful or didn't go as planned. Our finances, our self-love, us taking care of ourselves. And I'm going to turn this to Miss Shania. She always like to jump in. y'all know that's my sidekick, that's my everything, and that's young wisdom. So give me some of that.
Sorry, Miss Carter. My friend just texted me something happened at her apartment. So basically somebody just shot up her apartment. So that's why
gosh.
Okay.
But
is she okay?
Yeah, she is okay.
Well,
she's a little shaken up, but I'm here as well. So
Okay, well, let me just say where she's at.
Is that in Chicago?
That's in
Yes,
Chicago. And this morning on the show, Shania, I got you. I got you, baby. This morning we had a minister that ministers. He's a young African-American brother that is in the heart of Chicago ministering. When you guys hear about and I don't like to say the worst part, but when you hear about the worst part of where all the shootings and all of that is, that's where this young minister is ministering and going out there, and it's a foot soldier out there trying to help our people. And God sent Shania all the way from Chicago, Illinois, over here to come and work for us. So Shania, I'm sorry, but we are praying, and I'm glad to know she's okay.
Ma'am.
And
I'm here though. I'm in the conversation. You just gotta ask me the question.
I will ask you that
You just gotta ask me the
question
question
again.
Of course. Yeah.
Talk about the areas in your life where you want success, i.e. relationship, finance, or self-love.
I would say I think as people in general, and putting myself in the people category, we all want success in probably every area of our lives. But like in certain moments and seasons of life, we want
Your
success.
life. We're going to talk about your life.
My life.
Okay.
So I would say right now, just continue like being successful and learning more of like financial literacy and stuff like that. Becoming successful in just like becoming who I am, like knowing me, knowing okay, this is what I like to do, what I don't like to do. I'm not gonna do this, what I'm gonna do, and just being comfortably and saying, okay, this is who I am. Like in success, like once you get to that level that you deem success, you're like, okay, this is it. And I think like that's where I want, just like for me personally, in my mind, to have positive thoughts, and when those negative thoughts come, to drown them out, not drown them out, but combat them with positive thoughts, with something good. So
okay, just like you're doing right now, because right now your heart is hurting and concerned for your friend, but you're focusing on the positive thoughts because she's okay.
Yeah, she's okay.
Okay. Well, I like that, so I'll take that for myself.
Yes.
So when I think of relationship, my husband and I have been together since 1978. And he is my childhood sweetheart. He is my everything. But in any relationship, especially if you've been with someone for any time, whether long or short, there are good and there are bad.
Yeah.
But the one thing that my husband always told, that he always said, divorce wasn't an option, which means because he came from a broken, his father left home. And so he said that he was going to do the work to make it work. And me being the baby of 8, I'm spoiled. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah.
I came from, I had both of my parents there. However, my dad, I love my dad. I've always been a daddy's girl, but my dad was very well known. And back in those days, a man did no wrong, but they did wrong. Yeah. And so I had this mindset, I'm not going to allow a man to mistreat me, disrespect me.
Or do you any wrong.
Or do me any wrong. So I had this hard shell, but I was really soft on the inside. And so I had to really learn that there was a balance that you have to have. You can't go judging everybody based off of what you grew up with.
Yeah.
But I thank God for my husband, because he said, I'm going to fight for my marriage and my relationships.
Of course.
You know, so that's something that's very important to me. And then finances. I had to learn, because I didn't come from a silver spoon. I had 2 parents that worked hard. My mother had a 6th grade education.
Yeah.
And when you say Louisiana, we were out of Opelousas, Louisiana. And during that time, you know, all they can do, my mother was a sharecropper. Yeah. And so all they can do is, you know, you work, and you give majority of your money to the mother folks.
Yeah.
And then as a black man, it was very hard for them to find work. And then my father, who was educated and went to Prairie View A&M, and then he came out and he was a photographer. Well, it was still hard. And so they ended up, because they had so many doors set in their face, they became either drinkers or abusers, because they're frustrated. They had pent-up frustration, so they would either abuse their spouses. Or you understand what I'm saying without going into that.
Absolutely.
So I never learned from them about finances. And as I became a young adult, I just learned how to pay my bills, maintain.
Yeah.
So you mess up your credit. And so what you end up doing is you end up making it hard for you for a very long time till you learn to be financially responsible.
Yeah.
And so I'm on this path now after I had to file bankruptcy, and I put it out there to clean my stuff up. I'm on this journey now where taking care of my finances is important for us as especially African American, and it's just anyone, to understand the importance of keeping your credit good, because it's just, that's your name. And then self-love. I had to learn how to love myself for who I am.
Yeah.
And that's difficult for us to do, because when we look at the mirror, who's looking back at us?
Us.
And so we can always find something negative about us. And so I had an issue with who was looking back at me. I don't have that problem no more.
Of course
so I'm going to turn that to you. So how do you feel about it?
I think when it comes to finances, growing up, because I was a teenage mother, and even before then, I used to look after my little sisters and brothers for my mom, because she always worked graveyard shifts. So anything my mom had to take care of financially, she was like, Roxanne, take this money, go to the corner store and pay the light bill. So I always knew how to pay bills. I never had that problem. Now, keeping money and maybe even earning it, that's probably the problem I had, you know, because I didn't know how to earn money, or I couldn't keep a job because somebody told me something on the job, I'm ready to quit.
Oh, girl.
Oh, you're not going to talk to me crazy. I'm going to leave you high and dry, you know.
Lord.
So
you had to learn to be responsible.
I had to learn to be responsible and humble on a job.
Just be quiet.
Yeah, just be quiet. You know, just fake it till you make it,
There
whatever.
You go.
You know, and so I think that was my thing coming up. And I always say that I didn't have a talent, of course. So my way out was school. So it took me a while to at least graduate from college, because I did go get my GED. I went to Job Corps. It didn't work out there. So then later on went to a adult education class, and I got it there. But even so, then I went straight to college, because that's what my mindset was at the time. I don't have a talent. Let me focus on school. My way out.
How about you didn't know your talent? Because
I maybe didn't know my talent.
Because
He
God
may give us
all
all
a
talent. Yeah,
yes.
I didn't know my talent at the time.
I bet you know it now. What's your talent? See, you took us there. Because you know, I'm one to just.
I'm good with numbers.
There you go.
I'm good with numbers. I'm phenomenal at numbers.
I know you are, because I had to come see you.
And I know how to budget. You know, a lot of people don't know how to do that. And I believe I know how to do that. I can budget. I can make $1 out of 15 cents. I can.
We eat at taco trucks all the time.
Gotta save our money. The steak ain't always gonna go. You gotta try them street tacos, baby.
What?
Be like, damn, did we just have a steak?
Because it's good. And look how much money we save.
Look how much money we save.
That's
so
right.
we're putting that aside.
And
We
we
coming
full.
up,
There
elevating.
you go. There you go.
So so that's my thing. You know, not trying to fit in with the stereotype of, oh, you gotta look good, you gotta, because in my hometown, that's all it is, stereotypes of, oh, well, you got the latest this, or you got the latest that, you know,
And then they maybe back to this little house thing that they, with everybody,
and maybe
living
not
in.
even owning a house. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. So I have to have, my bank account has to grow, because my sister, if she listening, if she will listen, she know I don't like to be broke.
And it's nothing wrong with that.
I don't want to be broke.
So you've learned how you don't want to go where you've been.
Where I've been.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And the only way we can learn how not to go where we've been is to understand what put us there.
Well, put us there, exactly.
Okay. Then.
You know what? I saw this meme. I think my brother-in-law posted it. He said, $1 million don't make me, being poor did.
Oh, I like that. Now that's a good.
Like,
wow.
I had to screenshot.
$1 million
like,
don't
make
me
me being
poor
poor
did.
did.
Wow,
Make you want to
Shania.
get that million.
Shania, that was deep there.
That was good. I'm lucky I'm recording.
I was like,
You glad you recording that? Yes.
I was like, who came up with this?
That. That's now that.
Yes.
You want some of this?
Yes.
You gonna let us walk this today? Oh, we're gonna let us have it. Okay, then. Let's talk about the mindset that it takes to obtain success. Changing that mind.
That is real.
You know, that's
real.
Changing that mind.
Positive.
And you know what, Val? I can actually say that coming from the hood, and not saying all people,
No,
you know what I mean?
Just say it.
It just that coming from the hood, we think that we don't deserve better, or we don't know better, or we're not deserving of better.
Right.
If we get out the mindset and get in that rich mindset, like I deserve this, I deserve that, we would change the world. I think we would do better.
Well, I think that if you survived in that,
And that you can survive
and you
anything.
made it in that, you can make it anywhere.
Anywhere,
And if
yep.
you just see something different, because a lot of times we don't aspire for success because that's all we know is failure.
Failure.
So if
You
we
need to
just
surround yourself.
it's just if you surround yourself with a different set of friends or associates,
Associates,
that
yep.
can show you a glimpse of something different, then you be like, well, that's a possibility. I can go obtain
Exactly.
that. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Want me to leave you alone? Us ladies handling this.
y'all
We're
got
handling
this.
this tonight.
Y'all
You want to
got
jump
this.
on this? Come on,
I'm
young
good.
blood. You got anything? You can't handle us, huh? Us old folks handling that, right?
No, but what Miss Roxanne said with even the meme, that's really powerful. Like,
Yes.
there's one artist, he has this song. The lyrics go like, "Being broke made me rich," and that kind of just reminded me of that quote. Like, a lot of reasons why we want money. We want money most of the time, or sometimes is because we've experienced our lowest. We've experienced poor,
Exactly.
and we just cannot go back there. Like, I deserve better. My family, all of this. So I'm gonna go get it. Like, I'm gonna hustle my way up there. I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna do this because I deserve it. That when we didn't have money, all that stuff, that wasn't that. We went through that for me to have something better.
Exactly.
So you experience, you know what it's like to be low, but God always wants us to know what it's like to be high, and not just for us, but for others as well.
Yep.
So
Well, you know, when you think about it, let's just kind of peel that back. We see that, but think about the people that never even see that just stay. I'm sorry, thank you, baby. That just stay there. You know, they still think that they're living.
Yeah.
But they're living in a place of really they're not living in their full potential.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about the hood, I don't look at people in the hood as if they are lazy or quitters.
Comfortable.
They're just comfortable. Some of them,
Some of
and
them
there
are.
are some, and they're fighting to come out.
To come out.
You know, and Lord, y'all better
Yeah.
take me on.
And I could particularly where I come from, there's a lot of talent.
Yes.
A lot of talent. There's people that can do some hair. There's people that can do some nails. There's people that can draw. There's people that can design stuff. And I'm like, wow.
And you know what? I think, again, they think this little circle, this little block they own, it's all about this. And then getting to, since we're talking about where you came from, getting to the French Quarters. They think that they've arrived, they can go hang out down there.
Yeah.
No.
It's a bigger world out
It's
there.
a bigger world outside of there.
Much bigger.
It's so much bigger. Wow. Wow, Lord. What benefit, the benefits of starting the process to become successful in certain things. Let's talk about that. Choosing success and the benefit of starting the process to become successful in certain things. That make me think. Where we going with that?
So,
Where we going with
with
that?
that, when I was thinking, like, when I was creating the outline, I was like, okay, what the title is, what happens when you choose success? So
Yeah.
it's like, what are the benefits? Like, some people are like, I got more money, or I could go and do this, but yeah, that's that. But like, what's the benefit?
What's the benefit?
I
Exactly.
can go to sleep comfortably knowing that, oh, my debts, I don't have any debt,
Yeah.
or my children aren't gonna have any debt, or I have wealth. Like, I'm healthy in my body,
And I'm better in
and
my state of
invested-
mind.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
So, what are the benefits of true success? And even in your emotions and all that other stuff, it's success is not just one
Money.
place.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
just money.
Yeah.
It's not just being like the CEO. Like there's more to success.
And it's
than
not
this.
just what
Exactly.
car you're driving, what purse you
Yeah.
carry.
What's a
It's
success
how
that
your
meets the
health
eye,
look.
right?
Yes, yes.
Mind is-
It's
a
a
state of mind.
state of
Yeah.
mind, you know,
State of
because
mind.
it's not even about how much money you have in your purse.
Exactly.
You know, it's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. I like that. No, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's talk about overcoming your failures, past and even present circumstances. So, when I think about that, I'm going to ask you, my friend Roxanne. You said that you wanted to be a manager on the job that you're on. How did you process the fact? Because I heard you say, oh, they chose a better person. We slapped that down so quick. You ain't going to ever say that again. So how did you process that to be able to stay in there and still give excellent service to your customers?
Me?
It becomes
Oh,
okay. So
I like that.
At the end of the day, this come full circle, right?
Yes.
What we described about me in the beginning, my loyalty.
Loyalty.
I am loyal. So I'm going to still do my job. I'm going to give it 100. I'm going to give it all I can into something, or God put that better in front of me, or put me in a better position.
Situation, you're going to be right there.
And then I'll be right there. Then I'll have to move on, right? But right now is my loyalty.
You know, and that's
know.
something that when people understand, because you're saying loyalty, I'm going to say you're going to hold till God moves you. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to hold, because see, you're not trying to get out of the way of what he has for you.
No, I'm
You're
not.
going to hold till God move you.
See,
Yes,
she fighting
ma'am.
for a management position, right? She should be thinking about underwriting.
Oh, okay then. Okay.
Or maybe owning one.
There you
You know
go.
what
There
I'm
you.
talking
Because see,
about?
because a lot of times what we end up doing, we want to limit God. We're going to say to God, I want this. I want to make. I need an increase. I want to make $20 an hour. When God done already set you up to make $30 an hour. So now you done boxed him in over here, because all you expect
Back then,
is
that's
$20
the minimum. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Well, don't make me shout up in here. Shania, it's getting good over here. You ain't know where we was going with this hip podcast.
No,
When I tell
know,
you,
but that's okay.
let me tell you, Roxanne, Shania's nerves was plucked to the fullest. She's like, Miss Carter, okay, well, okay, why her?
I had to Google the definition of success.
She didn't even understand.
You know what, Shania? At the end of the day, that's how it is. Because we all define success differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, what is success?
Yeah.
Like somebody asked me, I was in Dallas with my sister. Somebody said, what is your passion? Really?
Come on, baby.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to shout this out. I'm not going to say working somebody else's 9 to 5 is my passion. I can do that, but it's not my working for myself is. Maybe even sleeping all day while my money make money is probably my passion. You know, at the end of the day, that's my passion. Don't sit here and think you're going to think. I'm going to tell you that working somebody else 9 to 5 is my passion.
Can you
It
please
is
hit that
not.
button up there? Bang.
It is not.
Give me that
Mic
ring
drop.
Give me that ring over there. Well, you know which one I want.
Oh no, that's not the
That's
right.
not the one I wanted. Shania, you play to it. There you go. That's hand clap over there. Yes. Because see, until people understand that, a lot of times we spend a lot of time focusing on the wrong thing
Yes.
and measuring success
Yep.
the wrong way. You know,
Exactly.
I'm going to be successful when I look like you.
Exactly.
Or when I have a job like you have, or when I can walk in instead of getting in at 8 o'clock, when I can come in at 10 o'clock. Who measures that? Who said that's successful?
Exactly.
How about the one that's coming at 10 o'clock is lazy,
Exactly.
and they almost on their way out the door
Exactly.
because half of the day is gone and they just coming to work.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm going to leave that alone.
I know.
Oh, but you understand what I'm saying about that?
course,
We get caught
absolutely.
up on the
Yes,
wrong
ma'am.
thing. Let's talk about the benefits of starting the process to become successful in certain areas of our life. What are the benefits? To just change. That goes back to our conversation this morning.
Exactly.
You know,
nobody's perfect. You have to have room for everybody. Have room to do better.
yes.
You know, so I just feel that if you put your best foot forward and you just just focus on it. Just be like, okay, I'm going to focus on what benefit me, what makes me successful, or what can I be successful in. I'm just going to go ahead and do that.
Because it's scary.
Because it's easy to talk about it.
Oh.
We could talk about it all day long. Be like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But if you actually putting your best foot forward and you actually getting it done, that's success.
I have to agree, because we had a couple of weeks ago, we had enough going on around here at work that if you look through the carnal eyes, you'll want to give up. And all I know that I could do during this time was just get through it, just keep plowing it, just keep my head down and keep working and keep working. Now I can say we successfully got through that storm.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? We got through that storm.
Yes.
And I think a lot of times you have to really you have to go from this. You know what? Don't make everything so big. Let's just take this one piece here and say, if I can just get through this, then I can move on to this.
That. Yeah.
And then I can move on to this. Because sometimes we make our problems too big.
And you know, I actually, I'm going to commend Phil on that, because he don't believe in too much at one time. You're like, okay, let's do this. Then we're going to focus on that. And then we're going to focus on this. You know, so I just believe,
Small
accomplishing
bites.
one thing.
Yes.
Okay, we got that out the way.
And then celebrate
We're
it.
successful at that. Celebrate it. Let's do the next thing.
Because
next.
Because what we do is, if we take it all at one time, we can't appreciate it.
And we won't be able to accomplish it, maybe.
There you go.
You
so
know?
let's just take small bites.
Too much.
There you go. Let's take a small piece, small goal.
And it's okay to
And
take
it's
small
okay.
pieces.
Take small piece. And then we get past that. Then we celebrate it. And then we move. Don't stay too long celebrating.
And don't too much celebrating.
Yeah,
Like,
then
okay, I
we
gotta
gotta
move on.
Gotta move on. Because, oh, Lord, it was tough, huh? But we got through it.
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Just like this interview.
Yes.
Or this show.
This show, yeah.
I was nervous. Butterflies. I'm like, oh, God.
Why
Let's
she
just get
doing
through
this to
it.
me? How are we going to get through it? And
I'm
look at
sweating,
you. Look
and
at
now
you.
we getting through it.
But look.
And then when we get through it, it'll be a
You made it
success.
feel right at home.
But look at you. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Because look at you. No one would even know that you were stressing.
Yeah.
Because you have a natural gift to give. And somebody that's going to hear this podcast, come on, people.
Come on, people.
Come on, people. You know you're going to get blessed.
Yes.
And that's what we're supposed to do. Just have conversation.
Yeah.
You know, let's just be real with people.
Exactly.
You know, so you have anything you want to say to the older people? You want to help us out with something? Give us something, Shania.
Oh, even the younger people. Shoot.
The baby, that she keeps, and here's what I
We
think.
just as young as her.
Yeah, we are. But what I like, and this is why I always, and I call her my sidekick, but I really have learned so much from her and my granddaughter. My granddaughter is 20. Shania, how young?
23.
23. They have helped me really, because we can get so caught up in our age of knowing everything. Don't get me wrong. And I think these podcasts and the radio shows have really helped. I know Shania, and I believe my granddaughter with the podcast is because it helped them to see a different perspective. But it also has helped me to understand their perspective. That's why I like Shania in the room. And that's why I want her to come on so that we can hear. Because sometimes we so old and think we know everything.
Yeah.
And don't get me
Stuck in our
wrong,
ways.
wisdom.
Outdated.
Yes, you know. And it's
No.
nothing wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. They don't
Just
know
stuck-
everything.
Just stuck in our ways.
Yeah, just stuck in our
Like we
ways.
know.
There you go. You know, it's nothing. We can always bring you some wisdom. We're here to help you, and you guys need to learn to listen. At the same time, we have to listen.
I tell her all the time. I have a son that's 23, right? I tell her all the time, he's smarter than me, but I could outthink him.
There you go. There you go. He may know the new way.
The
He help
new
us out
way,
with. There you go.
that's right.
They can help us out with because you were saying
That's what I
something.
said about my
Technology.
daughter.
They can help us out.
Technology.
They can help us out.
That's why I say that they just grew into it. We
They
got
grew
to
into it.
learn.
Yeah.
So,
iPhone. I don't know about all that. Yeah, she'll come over and say, Miss Scotty, all you have to do is this.
Yeah.
How about you do it? And then I jump
I
on
know,
it, and then
right?
I start doing it. And we have to learn
Yeah.
as adults that we can take a little bit from everybody.
Everybody.
And
Exactly.
learn something. That's what
Yep.
success is all about.
Yep.
If you know everything, then you've capped out your
I know.
level.
time to go.
Then what
You know,
Right.
we done capped out. Time to go home. You done be
Yeah.
you mean Jesus or something? What's
Exactly.
You know, so you know
I think
everything.
that's probably I want to say the worst place you could be is when you know everything.
Yeah.
Because when you know everything, then you have to answer. You gotta you the answer. And you gotta be prepared to answer anything. And it's just like that's a lot of pressure and that's too much. Like and you're
a guy.
Like
You're a guy.
Yeah, right.
Everything.
So you know it like that.
You're not
okay.
the guy,
Like,
but you some guy.
so like you just
It's true.
like and continue like to remain like teachable and like okay, like when you said that to me the other day, like it kind of like just put me back like okay, like it's okay not to know something. It's okay. So when somebody new comes in and with my intern, like okay, so given that it was something he was like we should do. I was like okay, and it's like when you as a leader when you learn from your team under you, it benefits both of y'all.
That's right.
Because they just enhance your knowledge, and their knowledge is going to continue to grow as long as you're pouring in them and providing that space for them to be able to teach. You can teach, but they can teach as well. So.
You know, I was sharing with her, and I know we kind of, and that's a success. Yeah. So we can talk about that's still success. We're still on that conversation. I was sharing with her. She just graduated. I was so proud of my baby. She just graduated. She had to leave me on 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
to go home.
May has gone by.
I know. And she now has an intern working for her. Okay. And when I posted these positions, I did them. I kind of blew them away. I needed to shake the team up. And so they didn't know whether their job was going to be eliminated or what was going on. The Holy Spirit just said, post these positions. And I didn't have a conversation with them. But I knew that there was going to be some unrest there. And so we had a conversation, and I said, you ain't jumping around here for joy? You ain't excited? Who at 23 have an intern working under them?
Usually at 23, you always the intern.
He is the intern. I said, Shania is such a humble soul. She doesn't know how to celebrate herself. So we were talking about celebrating and taking those small successes and really living in that moment for a moment. Yeah. And so that kind of ties into what we're talking about now. Yeah. So that light bulb went off on her when I said to her, "You have an intern, baby." Yeah. That's something
that's huge.
It's really huge because if we're talking school year wise, last semester I was an intern.
Look at you.
So like to see like what God can do within
you done elevated plus your intern
elevated.
Everybody don't want
and
everybody's still willing.
And the intern that she has is awesome.
He's
when
great.
I tell you this young man, is that rain we hearing?
That's what I was just
thinking. Oh my Jesus. Okay then. All right.
That's Texas rain.
We're gonna go on ahead on before the storm is passing.
Right? Yeah.
All right, let's talk about overcoming and then we're gonna almost wrap this thing up. Let's talk about overcoming our failures in the past and even present circumstances. Do we have any? I'll tell y'all one that I had. I'll put mine out there and then I'll let y'all go. One of my failures that I had to overcome was being okay that I was dyslexic, that I struggled with understanding all of those words and putting all of those words that's on that paper and making them make sense. Because I worried about how people would judge me. Well, you know, I really don't care about what people would judge me because it makes sense to me now. You know, so that was something difficult for me to overcome and even say those words because, again, it's not something I was diagnosed with. You don't know about that when you're young. You just knew they sent you to that little room and you struggled with something. But it didn't stop me. So
I think I would actually have to say it's a few things, to be honest with you. Like, realistically, it's a few things. And I could say, number one, it was dealing with the fact that I didn't graduate from high school, that I got a college degree off a GED. So I'm proud of that.
That's huge.
But it is huge, but it was a shame of it for a while because a lot of people didn't know that of me.
But, okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not going to rush past that. Did you hear what you just said? You got a college degree off of a what?
GED.
Off a GED. So don't think because you got to go back and get your GED, you can't go forward.
You can't go forward.
You got a college degree off of what? All right. I didn't hear you, baby. Come on now.
GED.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, and also my weight of being like I was, coming up, slim, and people make you feel less than when you're small, Or
what you mean? I thought they make you feel less than when you're fat.
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
When you don't have the biggest butt or the biggest breast or something.
It is in New Orleans a little bit.
Yeah, it's stereotype. It's like,
or even like kind of in the South type of thing. Like if you don't have that
shape,
thickness, petite like shape, then. Like, what is you doing? Like, that's kind of like how it seems.
Yeah, skinny.
Skinny, like, why you not eating?
Yeah, why you're not eating, so or even having too much hair on my arm.
Well, you know what? It's so funny you say that because my baby girl had that, and I'm like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah,
so people have their own
preference.
Yeah, and so that bothered you.
It did because a lot of people didn't like it. So I was basically dealing with what they didn't accept about me, and then
kind of like my big head and my big eyes.
Now, don't get me wrong.
That's my trademark.
I never was a follower. I never was the type to do what other people did. I always had my own mind and did my own thing, But if I was on behind closed doors, then it made me feel
bad.
With the self-esteem thing. Not that I show it, but I cried and stuff like that. Until I became on my own and know that half of these people that judge me is fake as hell any goddamn way. So,
that's okay. That's okay.
So I'm like, child, please.
I'm okay.
You know what I mean? I'm fine.
I'm okay with me.
You don't have no room to judge anybody.
Let's pull yours back. I mean? Let's talk about who you are.
Let's talk about who you are. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. So that's the thing that get me through the day and made me more okay. So, yeah, exactly. Okay. So here I am. So now I'm more confident in who I am, and I accept who I am. And you're gonna accept me or love me. You're gonna either love me or hate me, baby.
And there's no in between.
There's no in between.
And when you get to that
you already know, Val. When you met me, you loved me.
Absolutely.
Or they're gonna have the ones that want to fight me.
So that's their issue. There is no in between. There's no. Well, I personally think when there is an in between. Maybe you need to check yourself out.
Yeah.
If you're that person that has...
These are your issues.
That's on you. You got anything to say on that?
No.
We still handling it?
Yeah,
okay, we got this in. We're going to... I think we done took this thing somewhere. Sometime... Oh, wow. Oh, Lord, do we want to go about that? Talk about how life has been different since beginning the journey to success. Wow. I guess I'm going to turn this a little different. How has life been better since your co-host over there has turned your life around? Or has it?
I think meeting him at the point that I am now.
Look, now you got something to say. Look.
I think if I would have met him at my growing time, at my challenging time, at me getting to know who I am time, we probably would have had a lot of challenges. Not to say that I don't know who he was. I wouldn't know who he was back then, but maybe he probably
who you was.
Exactly. So I don't know how he would have took it or how I would have took everything out. But I think meeting him now, knowing who I am, standing for something, not falling for anything and stuff like that. So I think that helped our relationship to be successful. And I guess I want to say it makes us...
Take your time, honey. We got time. That's she thinking about that. See, you know what? I like that because she knows exactly what she's feeling. She just want to put it in words.
It's just that we have more understanding and a better, because we probably wouldn't understand each other. But I think now him meeting me at this time, knowing who I am, where I want to be, where I want to go, and me the same for him, it helps us be better people for one another and help us be successful in life, and knowing that, hey, we want to accomplish this. This is who I am. We're going to get it done. So I think it just helped us, our relationship. I think it's better for our relationship now at this time, and maybe versus even for any relationship versus 10 years ago. Even though I was married 10 years ago, I still was growing.
There you go.
I still was trying to who I was, where I want to go, where I want to be at the end of the day. And so now that I'm getting there and I know where that pattern is, I'm not saying that I am where I want to be at, but I am who I am and I know who I am. That's what I'm saying. But I'm going to get where I need to be at because I'm working on that.
Well, here's the thing, how I'm going to sum that up. You know where you're going because now you done figured out who you are.
Who I am.
Okay.
That's right.
And having this brother on your side here has helped you to be able to be clear about what you want.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
You put it no better way.
Would you say it like that? Look, you see how I wrap that thing on up. Well, Shania, you got anything on that?
I had a question. So this is for you, and this. And so I guess like how do you like continue to be okay with growth in marriage? Like, cause we know like, okay, this person who I'm married now, they're not gonna be there in probably 5 years. So how do you become like?
How do you grow with the man?
How do you grow with the
Can I say something on that?
Yes.
And that was a challenging time for me because I had still had a baby. I still was trying to go to school full time and being married. So juggling a lot. Time management, being there for them, being there for myself, being there for my ex. So it was a lot. That was very, very challenging for me. But y'all always say God put it in our path to know this is the way for you. This is where you're supposed to go. He won't put no more on me than I can handle.
Right.
And I just had to know that I can handle it. And I handled it however I handled it.
However you handle it. Well, I'm going to say after being with my husband since 1978, one of the things that you do grow. And but you grow in different stages. You know, I grew. My husband may not have grown at that moment, but then he grew, and then maybe I wasn't growing at that moment. And so you go in different stages, but you're all growing, and then finally it all kind of comes together. Yeah. And if when you got together, you were meant to be together.
Yes.
Because that's where we make the mistake at. We go into relationships thinking, okay, I know he got these challenges. I know she has these challenges, but I can fix her. Well, the only person that can fix an individual is you.
Is you.
And if you're unwilling to fix you,
nobody else can.
Nobody else can. So you have to, going back to your question, you have to be willing to grow, to change. And as those successes and those highs and those lows come, you really have to communicate.
Sacrifice.
And sacrifice. Did that answer your question? You sure? No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did.
It did? You got another one for me? You got me geared up here. I'm ready. I feel.
No, I don't have it. That just on what you were saying, Miss Roxanne, it just triggered that question because growth is a thing. Change is a thing. It happens whether we want it or not. So like just how to like continue to like stay in something and be okay with the change, and knowing that some change isn't always good, but like trying to get through that. And
then you have to understand that if you're in something and that change is not happening and you're unhappy in that something, you want, especially in a relationship, you want to either seek help or you have to sit down and give yourself a real self-evaluation. Is this for me? Now, I'm not advocating divorce for anybody, but you do have to, because I don't, at the same time I don't advocate divorce, I don't advocate staying in something that's going to make you unhappy.
Absolutely.
So if a person or persons are unwilling to work to fix it, then you need to work to get out of it. Yeah. Because you end up being unhappy and everything around you is going to be unhappy. Then you have unhappy kids. Yeah. They start doing unhealthy things. Yeah. And it's just
it affects everybody
domino around you. So that's just kind of where I want to leave that. Yeah. We've had a great show, And I can keep going on and on and on. But Miss Roxanne, I want to ask you, what did you think about the show? What do you want to leave the people with? What do you have to say before we end this show?
I think I would actually say that be true to who you are. Stick to your guns. Know that you can't satisfy everybody. You cannot sacrifice your own happiness for someone else's. Just be true to who you are. Stick to your guns. You'll be successful.
Well, there you go.
You'll be successful.
That's what success is.
And sometimes change is good, and you can be successful in change. And if you feel even have the slightest bit of concern that something needs to change, I think you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to think that we need to change if we don't have to.
Or we don't have to.
You know what I mean?
There's a reason.
So there's a reason why we should change.
I like that.
And that's a good, I think
like
that
that.
you're going to be successful if you feel you have to.
I like that. Well, since we brought a male perspective in the house, I cannot end my show without giving you floor. Come on, what you going to leave the people with?
Oh, the show was nice. It opened my eyes to some things.
Keep it 100.
Keep it 100.
I like that.
It opened my eyes to, success come from, it don't just have to be financial. Yeah. It could be.
Absolutely.
You accomplishing anything in life. It could be you accomplishing anything in life.
That's right.
And really, I came here to be a sponsor for my woman, but I kind of intervened.
I love that, though. I really do.
And
that
I'm glad I came.
And that made
I'm glad you did, too.
That helped to make the show a success. Yeah. And we don't talk about how our spouses, our black men, our men really support us.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that when they are doing it, we are elevating it.
Exactly.
So I truly commend you.
I commend them too.
I appreciate you. You were not on the show today, but you are on the show
today.
And so we appreciate you have made the show. Okay. So Shania, I can't end without you, and I will wrap it up on myself at the end.
The conversation was definitely good. Just to talk and walk through what success is to us and how we get there and continue to strive for that, no matter what is happening in the past and even in the present. So yeah, it was good.
Yep. And what I love most about this moment, here's a young lady that, and I'm just going to say she's in banking. Y'all figure that out. She says she liked to count money. But here's a young lady that I walked in, and there's not very many people that when you walk into a bank that first look like her, that has such a humble spirit and a willingness to just serve and help. Most people would look at her and they'll be like, oh, Lord, here she goes. She's just one of those. But she is really not that. I'm just so grateful that you were accepting to come on the podcast and share your story and let the people know who you are, and then also to be a blessing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. When I asked you, you jumped right out to this topic, and this topic is so befitting to you. I can't wait to see before the end of the year what the Lord is going to do for you, because where you're at today is not where you're going to be at the end of the year. I'm super excited. I am super excited for where you're going.
You're going to make me cry.
And I just hope.
Pass me some tissue.
I just hope and pray that when you go there, you don't forget Val, the love and victory. I know you won't. I know you won't, but I'm super excited. And to our wonderful listeners, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. The Love and Victory Show, where we have a candid conversation. We look forward to you until next time. Thank you.